Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Ready in Minutes workout. Today we've got a beginner-friendly workout that is going to focus on the foundations of strength-based kettlebell work. So I won't bore you with the details, but we need one bell and we're gonna focus on stability, mobility, and strength. There are no ballistics today, so if you've had your fill of swings, cleans, or snatches, they're nowhere to be found today. You've got a break. Today is all about building strength. Just a heads up, whether you're at the gym or at home, the second part of our sequence today is going to have you stepping up on something, but if you have nothing to step on, don't worry, I have an alternative that you can do if you don't have risers or a bench to step up on. So that said, let's dive in and see what we're doing. Okay, so pretty foundational strength-based stuff, and on each part of the sequence, I'll break down to you exactly what it is you're working on and why we're doing it. But as I mentioned before, this is a great start if you're looking to develop a strong foundation for strength-based movements. If you're working with kettlebells, or even if you're working beyond kettlebells with barbells or dumbbells, the foundations you establish with workouts like this will carry over into everything you do. So with that said, let's break down each part of the sequence. We're starting with our deadlift. Nothing too crazy here, but if you want to do basically anything in the gym or life or pick up something off the floor, you're going to need to know how to hinge. So it's always something good to come back to and work on. To do our deadlift properly, we're going to set up with our heels next to the bell. So you don't want the bell out in front of you, because the further out in front of you it is, the more you're going to load up your lower back. The more underneath you it is, the more you're going to lift it correctly. So our heels or our arches are in line with the bell. We're going to push our butt back. You can see I bent at the hip, a little bit at the knees, but mostly here. I'm going to reach for the bell, and now I'm not going to lift like this with my shoulders dumped in and my back rounded. I'm going to pull my shoulders back. And you can see I straightened out my back. So with the spine secure and me in this deep hinge, I'm going to push the ground away, not pick up with my arms, and then plant it back where I picked it up from. Again, that's shoulders back, back straight, bent mostly at the hips and a bit at the knees, and we push the ground away and squeeze our glutes at the top for the finish. Again, you want to land it where you picked it up from. You do not want to do this because you're going to load up there. After that, we've got a little bit of quad and stability work with step-ups because going upstairs is always good practice. So we're going to hike the bell up into a goblet position. We're gonna step with one foot and then follow through, lifting the other leg up in the air before stepping back down. We're gonna alternate for all the reps. So each time you're stepping up with the opposite leg. Now, as I mentioned before, you may not have risers or a bench or something to step up on at home or even at the gym. So if you don't have risers, what we'll do instead is a reverse lunge to a leg raise with stability before doing the same thing on the opposite side. Reverse lunge and leg raise, stabilize, bring it back down. You'll alternate and repeat for all your reps. Next up, we have a kneeling overhead press. So we're going to get down on our knees and we're going to guide the kettlebell into the rack position. We're going to press overhead. Now, you have a reduced base of support that you normally would have standing up. So it's very important that you squeeze your glutes to protect your lower back. So when you're in this position on the ground, squeeze your butt, press up in a straight line, bring it back down, and keep everything squeezed here and preferably here all throughout. Once you finish your reps on one side, cheat clean it to the other side and repeat the same thing. Keep the glutes engaged. Next up, we have sumo squats, so we get our squatting work in with the added benefit of focusing on a little bit of hip mobility. So we're gonna guide the kettlebell up into the goblet position. And then I would say if you want a good measure of what'll help with hip mobility, do 3 degrees of separation from your feet touching. So here they are together. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, externally rotated. Now, we are going to squat down, making sure the knees track the toes. We're going to see when our inner thighs tell us we're not going any further. Hold that for a second, make our way back up, and squeeze our glutes. Again, from a side view, we're gonna do 3 degrees of separation. A little less externally rotated, there we go. And then we're going to squat down, and I'm looking for my inner thighs to say no more. Pause on the position, make my way back up, and squeeze my glutes. The last thing we're doing today is an irradiation drill. So you're basically going to put your foot on the gas and expend everything you've got left, generating maximum tension on the kettlebell. Okay, so what does this mean? I'm gonna have the kettlebell in a goblet position, and I'm going to squeeze my grip, pinch my armpits, squeeze my butt, brace my core, and hold that as tight as possible for about 20 seconds or until it's unsustainable. If you're doing this right and generating a lot of tension, chances are you're not going past 20 seconds, tops 30 anyway. So just burn everything, and when you're done, release, land the bell back down to the ground, and take a well-deserved break. Okay, so that's everything we're doing today. A word of caution, the irradiation drill is going to take a lot out of you, and you may need a little bit of time to recover from it, especially if it's your first time just generating tension like that. We're gonna do this for a total of 2 rounds today, and if it's your first time doing tension-based irradiation drills, I'm sure this will feel like more than enough because you're really gonna end up putting your foot on the gas and expending all the energy you might have had left at the end of that round. But if you feel like you've got more for a 3rd, 4th, or 10th round, go for it. So let's dive in and do it for 2 rounds together. All right, so let's start with our deadlift for 8. Let's set up with our heels in line with the bell. We're going to hinge on over. Most of the bend is at the hips, not at the knees. Hands on the bell, shoulders back, and push the ground away and squeeze your glutes at the top. Six, 7, and 8. All right, plant the bell down on the ground, shake it off if you need to. We're gonna hike the bell into a goblet position and do alternating step-ups for 10. So if you start with your right foot, you're going to continue with the left, back to the right, and so on and so forth. So let's hike the bell up into the goblet and step up, raising the opposite leg and back down. And 9, and 10. Down to the ground, land the bell, After we're done here, we're gonna get on our knees and cheek clean the bell into the rack position. Very important, remember to squeeze your glutes and brace your core as you press overhead. 4 and 5. All right, let's cheat it to the other side and do the same thing, keeping the glutes engaged. And 5. All right, let's bring the bell to the ground. Get up on our feet and hike it back up into a goblet. We're gonna do our sumo squats. So 3 degrees of separation. Best way to measure it is feet together. 1, 2, 3. Externally rotated, not too much, but just enough. And make sure that the knees track the toes. When you reach the bottom, your inner thighs will let you know. Pause for a second and then make your way back up. Squeeze your glutes. 3 and 5. All right, finish up. We're gonna push our foot on the gas and expend all our energy with tension doing this goblet radiation drill. So you're gonna squeeze the bell with your hands, pinch your armpits, crunch your core, tighten your glutes and lock your knees. Hold this for about 20 seconds or until you can't do it anymore. And that's it for me. Down to the ground, shake it off and take a well-earned break before diving into round 2. All right, everybody, off to round 2. So for this one, we're not gonna use the step ups for those of you that don't have something to step up on. So let's move this off to the side and start with our deadlifts. So remember, heels in line with the bell, hinge on over, and let's push the ground away for 8. 7 and 8. All right, down to the ground. Shake it up if you need to. When you're ready, hike it up into the goblet. And we're going to reverse lunge. Let's start with our right, down to the ground, and then swing that leg up, stable, and down. Next rep, back with our left, down, stable, and down. 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's park the bell on the ground. Get down to the ground on our knees, cheat it up to the rack position. Fully extended, squeeze our glutes, press out to lockout, and back down for 5. All right, let's cheat it to the other side and do the same thing, keeping our glutes engaged. 4 and 5. All right, park the bell back down on the ground. Stand up. Next up are sumo squats. So I get up into the goblet. Get your 3 degrees of separation. Externally rotated and squat down. And back up. Four 5. All right. We're gonna burn through everything that's left with our radiation drill. So we're going to squeeze the bell, pinch our armpits, crunch our core, squeeze our butt, and lock our knees. Hold it as long as you can or for about 20 seconds. That's it for me. Whew. Man, if you guys out there are getting tired of planks, if you want something similar that'll ramp it up a little bit, give this a shot. But that's it. We made it through today. Congratulations. Even though it's basic, it's simple, it's not easy. Okay guys, that's it for today. This is a great sequence to establish a strength base if you're first starting out, or even if you want to refine certain things. Everything you do here, whether from a technical aspect, mobility, stability, or even strength, will carry over into everything else you do in the gym, whether it's with the kettlebell or not. So as usual, let me know what you love about it, what you hate about it, or both. Drop me a comment if you have any trouble with any of the techniques and need clarification or help. And if nothing else, enjoy. So that's it for me today. I'll see you guys real soon on the next one. Stay strong.